greater power to weight ratio than an F1 car or a fighter jet.
Unbelievably close.
There's not a lot of room for error.
We are ready. Sometimes you just have to fly.
Well, welcome to Stonefield Aerodrome for the EXA Race Series 2023, where 3 teams will compete in the skies over 2 races to determine the ultimate winner for the EXA 2023 Championship. The weather leading up to this event has been extremely challenging. And according to Airspeeder, the series aims to push the boundaries of what's possible in air racing, while of course ensuring safety and reliability for pilots and spectators alike. There are several key improvements to EXA 2023 racing. Firstly, now there are 3 speeders in the sky at once vying for the win. Secondly, there are live onboard views, allowing more complete media coverage of the race live. Finally, there is an outside broadcast or OB truck to take in all these live feeds and switch on the fly to deliver the Airspeeder racing action live to race fans. Speaking of these 3 speeders, let's meet the 3 pilots Airspeeder has selected from the worlds of motorsport and drone racing who will be competing in today's race.
My name's Zephatali Walsh. I'm a pilot here at the Airspeeder EXA series. I've been a surfer my whole life. When you are surfing, you really have to concentrate in the moment. I saw this video on YouTube and I thought, wow, I have to do this. This experience of flying like a bird with complete freedom, something I have to experience, and I found I was pretty good at it. I put a lot of time and effort into training on the simulators, and I found that the best pilots in the world also did the same. Never compare yourself to anybody else, just be racing against yourself. I do put in a lot of effort to be the best that I can be. My style of flying is pretty aggressive. I'm always going to be pushing myself and pushing the vehicle as hard as it will go. Look out.
My name is Lexie Janson, aka Mayan High.
When it goes to racing, I'm not just a bird, I'm also a bird of prey, because I want to win and I need to get all of the other birds off the sky.
I'm a total history and law freak, and I have a really tiny soft spot for the kittens as well. I also love traveling and capturing all the beauty of the world on my video camera.
I'm pretty competitive. I want to show that girls can absolutely do it. It's not a problem at all.
I'm gonna train insane and be sure that I can put up a good fight so I can be the next champion.
My name is Bruno Senna and I'm an Airspeeder racing pilot and ambassador. Racing is in my blood. I love racing and I love flying. My racing background includes competing in Formula 1, Formula E, the FIA Road Endurance Championship, Le Mans and the World X Championship. Now, it's time to add Airspeeder to the list. I want to push the other pilots as much as possible. We've been through the training and testing. Now, it's time to do it for real. This is my first ever flying car race, but I'm going to do everything I can to finish first. I'm not here to make up the numbers. I'm here to win.
Well, there they are, our pilots in today's race. Now, these pilots fly speeders remotely in the EXA series, but are already training to get on board and fly crewed in the Airspeeder series. This is an exciting concept. Let's take a look at what preparations the pilots have been making for the upcoming Airspeeder series.
I do understand what they say now when they say I'm blacking out.
On the fighter jet you have like snaps of aggressive G-forces whenever you're cornering. Everything is like up and down. It's so different from what I've ever experienced in race cars before.
Incredible, what a machine. It goes so fast. I'm just blown away. We've got to make them faster.
Oh, yeah.
The speeder's got to go faster.
When we put our pilots into an Airspeeder, because it's going to be a powered lift rotorcraft, it's going to be unlike anything that exists today. So we need to give our pilots this exposure to different types of flight characteristics. They then have the opportunity to actually get real feedback from the aircraft with regards to the way it performs and handles.
Let's take a look at the track for these EXA 2023 races, significantly more complex than the last track in the EXA series, with the number of turns more than doubling. This is a technical circuit with hairpin turns and a back straight to get up some impressive speed. The way the pilots navigate this track is through their FPV view, where they can see the sky gates overlaid on the camera view of the track live as they fly through the GPS-calibrated augmented reality, a cutting-edge technology developed in partnership with Telstra Purple. Now, the track is surrounded by safety buffer zones to keep everyone on the ground safe. Well, due to the adverse weather conditions, we also have a unique format for the qualifying session. The pilots will qualify on the Airspeeder simulator. Now, this will determine their starting order for the race. These simulators provide a pathway from esports for aspiring pilots. Different versions of the simulator can be set up, from accessibility and fun through to a 99% faithful representation of flying the real aircraft. That's really the great thing about these simulators. They allow you, sitting at home, to potentially end up piloting one of these speeders. Just by going through the Celeros esports pathway, you can progress onto these highly realistic simulators and potentially qualify to fly the real thing, proving you have what it takes to get on board a Mark IV speeder in the Airspeeder series. So if you've ever wanted to be Anakin Skywalker in the pod race scene, or the pilot of one of those anti-gravity craft in the Wipeout games, this is the sport for you.
Okay, when you're ready, Zeph, pit lane's open.
We join the qualifying session action in the PCS, or Pilot Control Station marquee. Zephatali Walsh, 36, from a drone racing background in the DC, is up first for his qualifying session. And as he enters the virtual track, we can see his trademark focus and presence in the moment as he smoothly and skillfully navigates with no mistakes and puts in a solid time. You can see there with that wry smile on his face, he likes his performance in qualifying.
Look out.
Bruno Senna is up next, 40 years old and representing the motorsport drivers out there, a famous name in motorsport circles. And you can see he is eager to beat Zeph's time from that look on his face, those competitive juices flowing. He's lost some control on his second lap and has spun out there.
No, you didn't. That's slow lap. Lap 3.
He does have time to recover, and he has put in at least one particularly fast lap. Will it be fast enough in qualifying today?
Okay, that's it. 3 laps done.
Lexie Janson is our final pilot to go through qualifying, the 29-year-old representing female drone pilots. Well, she has a lot of pressure on her shoulders, especially given that she crashed out in qualifying in the previous EXA race. You can see from that look on her face that crash, well, it must be playing on her mind as she tries to navigate through her qualifying laps, and she's putting in times that she is clearly not happy with. This is just qualifying, though, with a big race yet to come.
Okay, that's the end of qualifying.
Let's listen in now for Gwenda, the race director, to announce the winner of qualifying.
That was awful, yeah, I know. That was awful.
Okay, results. Quickest qualifying lap was done by Bruno with a 52 seconds, .889. Second was Zeph with a 43.652. Third is Lexie, and her quickest lap was a 52.465.
And as we can see from the results here, that is a great start for Bruno Senna. Had a loss of control on one of the laps, but he still managed to put in the single fastest lap time with a time of 42.889. Zeph, he wasn't far behind on 43.652. And Lexie, she is rounding out the starting grid with a time of 52.465.
So it's Bruno on pole, Zeph on grid 2, and Lexie on grid 3.
With our first break in the rain, the countdown is on to the race, and you can see there are still damp conditions as the speeders are brought out of the trucks. Gwenda there giving the 1 minute countdown.
1 minute to race start.
Pre-flight checks are performed by all three teams' crew. We can see our pilots, Bruno, Senna, not giving much away. You can see Zeph talking to his crew.
30 seconds to race procedure start.
Well, 10 seconds now to the race, and the tension, well, it is palpable.
10 seconds.
10 seconds. For this first ever 3-vehicle eVTOL circuit race. All three speeders' props are spinning up, and it is lights out. The race, it's underway. Zeph has made an extremely aggressive start, putting himself alongside Bruno, who of course was in pole position. They have a narrow knife edge entry into this first turn. And we can see Bruno there spin out. Both of them were head to head. He's backed off a little bit. He is spinning out.
Spun out, guys, so sorry.
But as we look at that again, we can see Zeph close in on Bruno's left there, slowed and spun slightly. Tense moments, he recovers this one. He's definitely lost some altitude and time there, but the good thing is he has managed to stay in this race with a fierce look of concentration. Zeph has done well to get out of that, and he's in the position that he wants in front with a smooth line through to turn 2 and into 3. He's focused as always on his own race. We can see Zeph head left to turn 4 as Bruno and Lexie turn right into turn 3. On board with Zeph live now as he extends his lead by flying fast but smooth, right on the limits of the speeder. Zeph now more than a turn ahead as Lexie and Bruno battle for the second position. Turning onto the back straight, Lexie is really pushing here to overtake, putting some pressure on Bruno, but Lexie is flying quite high here where often the wind effect is stronger. And she's overtaking there from above. Only briefly though, as Bruno retakes the lead. What a battle we have here for second place. Well, you can see Lexie's intense focus here to keep her speeder on the limit at this high altitude. But hang on, it's actually Bruno here that's having trouble.
Really out of control, guys. I have no control.
He spun 90 degrees once again. We saw him do that in qualifying, but once again he has spun out and he's spinning, and it looks as though he's cutting across the track here. He's cutting across the track and we have a stop. Now as Bruno's speeder, we can see it was actually cutting across the track, potentially into Lexie's path.
RTL is on.
Safety comes first in the Airspeeder series, and we have a red flag situation forcing the race to be stopped. Well, the speeders are now returning back to the launch pad with the assistance of the RTL function. Now this is GPS positioning mode, where the speeder returns under a type of autopilot to the GPS position that it took off from. Now interestingly, these autonomous flight modes on these large eVTOLs, they actually demonstrate a glimpse into the future of urban air mobility. As the three speeders now, they automatically navigate themselves back to their takeoff points without incidents. We have the pilots, they keep a close watch in case they need to take back over control. But that won't be needed in this case, as we can see there. All three successfully land to a big cheer from the crowd out here.
Stay in position until aircrafts are disarmed.
Well, let's take a look at the race results. And Zeph, what a start he got off to, demonstrating his experience and calmness under pressure there with that win, and gets himself 10 points and a best time of 1 minute 13.180. Now, because of Bruno's red flag there, he has been disqualified from the EXA 23 race 1. And that means it's Lexie in the second position, taking 6 points with a time of 1 minute 27.610. Now, Bruno, he takes 4 points forward into the deciding race. After the first race, the valued partners on site enjoy the Airspeeder hospitality and experience with a pilot meet and greet, allowing guests to get up close and personal with our 3-star pilots. They interact with the pilots right after their first race. They can ask them questions about what they're thinking heading into the final race as well. In Celeros Airspeeder XR games and Intel simulators provide a way for everyone to experience what it is like to fly an Airspeeder themselves. whether through the video game that is providing an esports pathway into the sport, or simulators which accurately reflect the dynamics of the real-world vehicle. And you can see those people out there really enjoying those experiences. It's almost like they are the pilots themselves. Enjoying the incredible hospitality there out here in South Australia. Some music as well. What a scene it is. What a way to enjoy the Airspeeder race. As we head back outside for a quick weather check on a potential start for race 2. With the weather clearing now, a 3-minute countdown is set for the second race.
3 minutes to race start.
Checklists are carried out by the crew and by our team out there from Airspeeder. While they're taking place, you've got to think that Bruno Senna, as we can see there, is devastated from that spin in the last race. He is so competitive. He doesn't like having a DNF on his file at all. He's eager to get out of last position. Lexie now, she'll be more calm, you think, starting from a better position in second place, but still would be very aware of needing to defend her position from someone like Bruno. Zeph too, he is up on pole and has a target on his back. Will he stick to his strategy that has been so successful for him throughout the EXA series?
1 minute to race start.
We can see the crowd out there gathering now that the rain has stopped, and we've got all our crew and engineers and specialists on site.
30 seconds to race procedure start.
Ready for the start of this race. Gwenda there, she's looking tense. 10 seconds to go now, and all eyes are on the 3 speeders as they prepare to take off for the final race. And it is a fast launch from all 3 speeders. But again, it is Zeph with the most aggressive start. We saw this in race 1, didn't we? There's actually Bruno now. He is making a move past Lexie as we join the track. A good start from Bruno. We're looking to make amends here in race 2. Let's go on board with Lexie now, and we can see Bruno off to Lexie's left, heading into that knife edge. Lexie, she needs to be careful not to cut it too fine and miss the start gate. They are neck and neck, aren't they? Going through turn 1 and 2. Zeph, he pushes out ahead. As they turn into turn 3, Lexie, she briefly moves up into second place before again Bruno retakes the position. What a race we have on our hands here. Very close racing. Let's go on board with Zeph now, and we can see that battle for second behind as Lexie and Bruno, well, they take turn 5 now, and we can see Lexie going again for the overtake right over the top of Bruno. A brave move there. I never thought I'd call that in commentary. Not anything you see when you're doing the traditional motorsport, that's for sure. But Lexie, she is overtaking from above. We'll have to check if Bruno cut the corner, taking back the position, but he is back ahead through 6 and 7 as it is Lexie now. It is Lexie who is spinning out.
Spinning.
Well, that increased wind effect and keeping separations led Lexie to go through almost a complete 180.
Don't stop a minute.
The race director checking with her that she's still under control. She crosses last into the second lap. And you can see the concentration, a bit of concern on her face there to put that spin behind her. She needs to do that to get back into the race. We have roughly equal distance now between the 3 speeders. Zeph, he stays comfortably in the lead. Let's go on board with the smooth flying of the red speeder. Well, he is just extending his lead as Bruno, well, he finds himself unable to catch up in this second lap. Even with all that incredible motorsport experience behind him, it is Zeph taking the last couple of corners and crossing the line for victory in the EXA 23 race. Well, what a race there we have had. What a performance from Zeph there, taking victory not one but both races here in South Australia today. Fantastic effort there from Zeph Walsh. Will the speeders switch again into the automated GPS return to launch flight mode? Once again, this is completely autonomous, but with a pilot having the ability to manually override if needed. We saw high tension in that race, with the pilots dealing with the weather and the extra workload of a 3-speeder race. For Airspeeder crewed racing, this will also add the physical demands of being on board the aircraft, and it will certainly be exciting to watch. Cannot wait for that development in the Airspeeder series. Now, all 3 speeders, they land safely for a successful second EXA 23 circuit race. Just listen to those cheers from the crowd out here. They are loving everything they have seen today from Airspeeder. So here are the results. It is Zeph Walsh winning once again in race 2 with the fastest lap time of 53.342. Bruno Senna, well, he has recovered well after that DNF in the first race, taking second place with 55.948. And Lexie Janson, she rounds out third place with 1 minute, .363, her fastest lap. As we can see there, as we await the podium ceremony, that all 3 pilots are congratulating and supporting their teams and rival pilots. There's great camaraderie between these pilots in the Airspeeder series. It's as though they are racing to win, yes, but they are also all working together to advance this next generation motorsport of the sky. Well, the speeders are lined up in front of the podium and in front of a very happy and vocal crowd. The champagne is brought out as we have final confirmation of our winner, decided by race director Gwen Dussel. Let's hear now from Steve, who is about to present our winners.
Lexie, come in. Let's just have a quick chat with you.
Okay, yeah.
See how this race for you?
Pretty nice and pretty scary because I was mostly fighting Bruno, and at one point I just overdid it, so I started spinning and going up, and this is when I lost everything, and I was like, well, this is it.
No crash today.
No crash. Oh, thank you. You remembered.
Ladies and gentlemen, our third place today. Put your hands together. Lexie Janson. In second place, Bruno Senna. Bruno, amazing to actually see you race today rather than come here and have the rain and get cancelled out. How was that today?
Hey, we had the rain, but at least it didn't cancel out. So we're all really lucky to be here so that you guys could see this amazing spectacle that we're trying to put together. And we had a great time. I mean, it's my first time racing, and I got the legend here to try and beat. So not today, but next time, hopefully. But it was really good. The first race I had some confidence issues, I guess, and I lost control a few times. But second race, they all came together. And, you know, next time I'll put some more pressure on him so that, you know, he doesn't fly away like he did.
Sounds like a challenge. Put your hands together. Bruno Senna.
The Senna.
The legend.
Look out.
Another win, another race.
Just another day at the office.
You're pretty confident rolling into this one today. How has it been?
Look, flying these things is always an amazing amount of pressure. There's a lot of moving parts, especially today. We've got a little bit of weather going on. But yeah, it's just a pleasure. It's always a pleasure.
Talk us through from the start. How was that?
Straight off the start, just go fast, send it. Yeah, look, this is really scary because we angle the speeders a little bit to maintain a separation even though we're line abreast. And so turning back onto that race line is freaky as, because you don't see, you sort of got the blinkers on a bit. You've got to come back and just trust that we're all in sequence, and that sort of worked. So the second session when I'm in pole position is much better. I can just go fast, and yeah.
Made it look easy today. So ladies and gentlemen, your winner. Zeph Walsh, put your hands together please, your winner today.
We're spraying. Spraying speeders? Yeah. Come on.
And there we have it. Zeph is your EXA 2023 winner. And all the pilots, crew and the wider Airspeeder team are getting involved in the celebration as they put on a successful 3-speeder race in these challenging conditions is a win for the whole team. The crowd too is appreciating that fact as group photos are taken with the Airspeeder team.
Hey, flight engineer!
Oh man, 3, 2, 1.
Senna!
Wait, where's that shot?
There you go.
Oh, well done.
Chewy?
Underneath.
No worries. Hey.
Well done.
Ready, Matt. Thank you, Matt. Thank you very much.
Well done, man. Thanks for that. Thank you.
Hey, Steve, hold it out. Look it out. Amazing.
Well, what a great event, and we can't wait to see what Airspeeder has in store for us in 2024. With crewed flight, the development of the Mk3s, the first true Airspeeder race vehicle with performance to match, and of course international races, this is a sport to keep a close eye on.